So I wanted to take some time to go over some of the notes that are in the syllabus. So you should have read that syllabus from front to back already, digested all that information. But just wanted to run through a few of the pieces here. The required materials, just two textbooks here. Two textbooks. One is the Soccer Coaches Bible, which is produced by the National Soccer Coaches Association of America. It's got a number of fantastic authors in there. Each takes on a different chapter. It is a really broad-based text, and there's a huge amount of information in there. The second one is the numbers game. We've talked about that in one of the weeks, but this is the book. It's going to challenge you in so many different ways, and has made me look at the game from a whole different perspective, having read this book. And one of the weeks is a review of chapters 1 through 7. So the sooner you can get it, the sooner you can start getting through that book. It's a fun read, and like I said, from a hugely different perspective. But I would get on top of that early and start to get reading and taking notes, so that when we get to that week, you'll be way ahead. The third required material or resource is a 1-year adult coach membership to Sports Session Planner. It's online software that you can design and store a whole library of your coaching sessions. Very, very good product that I've been using for a long time now. So I highly recommend it. You're going to use it way beyond this course. So it's a great investment anyway, but you're going to have to submit your assignments using that. So the earlier you can use it and start learning how the different nuances there work, the better off you're going to be. So it's at www.sportsessionplanner.com, and it's a 1-year adult coach membership to get access to everything that you need. Right, next I want to just talk about how to manage the course management piece. I think it's on page 6 of your syllabus. But written assignments, there are going to be a lot of written assignments. I'm going to need those submitted as Word documents, Microsoft Word documents. Review the APA resources tab on Blackboard. Everything that I grade will need to meet those requirements. And I think the best written assignments that I see in this course are the ones that stay very focused on the scope of the assignment. Avoid filling the space with unnecessary commentary. I know what the assignments are asking for, so if you go too much beyond the scope of those, it just fills the page with information that you're not getting credit for. So focus on the topic, fill the pages with information that's relevant to that. And then you'll maximize your ability to get credit in the course. Remember, the title page is not included. It says 3 to 5 pages. The title page is in addition to that. That's something that came up before. And all the assignments have a rubric that explains exactly what the points are going to be given for. So use that as an effective tool to help you get through it. And before you submit anything, have somebody review it for you. Sometimes when you write something and you review it yourself, your brain does this weird thing that it tells you that it sees what it wants to see. So have someone else just go through it, and you'll avoid some really basic mistakes that might cost you points down the line. So have someone review it. It's a really effective step to take before you submit that, so that we're not talking about so I can really digest the thoughts and themes that you're trying to get across, rather than focus on some of the grammatical pieces that may have been caught by some peer review. So I'd very much stress that. The Sports Session Planner assignments. Now, there's some real key things here. Some consistent mistakes come up, and I'll address them now, but there will be a video for you to see, and I'll walk you through the software and with some shortcuts and tricks to really get the best out of it. But you must submit a PDF document. So when you save your Sports Session Planner exercise, it'll give you the opportunity to view it in PDF fashion. So do that and save it to your hard drive or however you want to save it. But save it as a PDF, and that's what you're gonna submit. The YouTube tutorials are really good. So they're all online, so you can just search for those. So these SSP assignments, Sports Session Planner assignments, evaluate your ability to communicate your ideas clearly and concisely using graphics and written notes. So don't just put the graphics, don't just put one graphic and a whole host of notes. There should be a balance between the two. So think about you writing that and handing that over to your assistant coach, and as quickly and efficiently and concisely and as effectively as possible, you should communicate the ideas. So it's the combination of the graphic and the written notes. Pay attention to the scale of the players. Okay, the scale of the players and the equipment. That's really, really key, particularly the goals. The goals that they give you are 20 yards wide. So please don't use a 20-yard wide goal when you're trying to effectively communicate your session. All right, so that's really, really important. So check that piece. Lines, arrows, shaded areas, and text will enhance that process of communicating what you're trying to get from that session. So use all of those features. Don't use them just for the sake of using them, but use them whenever they enhance your notes or your ability to communicate what you're trying to get from that session. Very often it requires a series of graphics as well. So that series of graphics should show that simple to complex nature of a session and a very progressive way of spelling out the session. Again, there's a way to clone a screen so that you don't have to redo an entire slide. You can just adjust small pieces. So your work is done on the initial slide. Clone that with a right click of that screen. Watch the tutorial video and it will show you how to do that and save yourself a huge amount of time, but also really help to demonstrate that progressive nature of a session. Again, ask somebody to review that. Again, the grammatical errors can be frustrating for you because if you're losing points on the simple things, we really want you to focus on the themes and the information and make sure we're not making the small errors. Some of our assignments are observation assignments. So find a team that's a higher level. The highest level team that you can observe or coaching staff that you can observe, the better. If you have a climate or a location that makes that difficult, and you're going to have to plan. And if you can't plan to see sessions or to observe games and practices, there's a bunch of stuff online. So send me what you're looking at, and if those are appropriate, we can go with those. So there's always a solution, but make sure we get ahead of that, and we can figure it out. The reading assignments we've talked about. Make sure that you get ahead on that. It will really, really help you. With the match analysis assignments, you want to get ahead of that as well and record some games to give yourself a chance to find teams that you're passionate about. The more passionate you are about the team that you're observing, the more detail and the more fun that you're going to have, and actually the more learning that you're going to experience. The discussion board piece, participation in all 4 of those discussion boards throughout the course is worth 80 points. And we'll evaluate those at the end. And to maximize your points, you'll need to post your own thoughts and comments on at least 2 of your classmates' posts as well. So really try and interact with your classmates. It's really a very important and effective way to learn stuff is from the people around you. So really participate in that. Deadlines. 12 p.m. on a Friday preceding the week. I'll open up the course assignment, so it gives you extra time over the weekend to get ahead of the work, and then you're gonna have to submit on the Friday at I think it's 11:59. So just before midnight on that Friday is when anything after that will be regarded as late. So again, it's just about planning. Get ahead. You're gonna have the information a good 7 days. Before that due date. If there's anything that's really preventing you from getting stuff done on time, again, contact me as early as you can. It really helps when I'm trying to grade a set of papers. I really appreciate if you could just get ahead if there's anything that's really preventing you from staying in touch with keeping current on those assignments. Complete them in the order that they are presented. That's important as well, because the information from one is going to help you understand what's going to happen next. And it's going to help give you a framework and understand kind of what we're looking for to draw out of the course. So they are sequential, and you should do the assignments in the order they're presented. So those are some of the most important pieces, I think, from that syllabus. But again, review that yourself. And if you've got any questions, reach out to me. I'll help you out where I can. And good luck with the rest of the course. And thanks for being part of the 568 soccer class here. Have fun.